Hello, my name is Sage Sharilla, and I started going to the Hideout in 2017.
My name is Mishani Bringy Davy, and I also started going to the Hideout around the same time Sage did. We started doing improv there, and it was really fun. It made me a more well-rounded and flexible person overall.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was tons of fun. It also kind of helped me develop better social skills, even though I still have some problems with that sometimes.
Yeah, I agree for that. I think for me, doing improv also helped with my job interview skills, because sometimes when they ask me questions, when they ask you questions, you're not always sure how to answer, and doing improv really taught me to just kind of do things on the fly. Like, for example, we used to have this freeze frame game where people would act out a scene, and after a certain amount of time, you could touch them and jump into the scene and create a whole new scene yourself. And so doing games like that and building off of other people's ideas kind of helped me socialize with other people more and also carry on a better conversation because, I could just keep building on what somebody else would say.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember at the time before I started, I had pretty much no friends, and my parents would always be like, you need to make some friends. And I started going there, and I made friends with people that I'm still friends with to this day.
Yeah, and we still hang out from time to time. I do miss improv though because I feel like, we used to hang out every Saturday, and since we've stopped doing it in 2022, it's been harder for us to meet up. So, that consistent time that we were meeting up, I do miss that. But yeah, we still hang out with each other from time to time. Doing improv really helped me, foster a deep connection with people. And it also helped me make more friends later on, like when I started doing more things like fashion shows and getting involved in pageants. I don't know if I would feel as confident doing those things if I hadn't done improv.
Yeah, one of the things that I remember us doing that really helped me was yes and, because every time someone throws out an idea, you have to keep it. You have to include it in there. And it actually you end up with some really detailed stories and ideas. And that's always super cool to hear other people's inputs. I still kind of use it sometimes, like if I'm writing a story, I'll usually just have some ideas and just throw it out there. Even if it's not great, I do come back to review it and see what I did and didn't like.
Yeah, I think yes and is really a nice phrase because it's helped me become a more positive person. I think with everything that's been going on in the world, it can be easy to ruminate on the negative and think about, but what about this? But what about that? And the phrase in improv, yes and, really just, it's less of a restrictive phrase and more of a opening phrase, Instead of, worrying about bad things that can happen, you think about all of the good that can happen. Like, yes, and I could be a writer, and yes, and I could also be a singer, and yes, and I could also be a sound engineer, and I don't have to do those things exclusively, just to give an example.
Yeah, it was super awesome doing improv. It is kind of a bummer that we had to stop, but even if we don't end up doing it for a long time, I think that in the long run, it'll really help people out in the future. It really helped me. Like I I just said, it helped me with all these things, and I still, even though I still have problems with some things today, it was really awesome to do, and I met some really awesome people through it.
Yeah, it was fun getting to perform, especially since, at the end of every semester, because we usually would do it in the fall and the spring, so it kind of coincided with school. And at the end of each semester, we would do a showcase where our parents would come in and we would show them all of the games that we had been playing throughout the course of the semester, and it was really nice getting to experience that growth, year after year after year, and getting more comfortable, as we progressed through the improv program at the Hideout. So yeah.